Aarav had always felt like an outsider in Seoul. He understood the language well enough to work, but the city still felt too fast, too bright, too filled with dreams that weren't his. Every night after his editing job, he walked to the semi-quiet spot near the Han River with his sound recorder. It was the only place where he felt at peace, listening to footsteps, soft wind, distant laughter, small sounds that later became magic in his mixes of Korean Hindi songs. One night, as he stood near the water, a soft voice floated through the air. It wasn't Korean, it wasn't Hindi, it was Mandarin, gentle, trembling, filled with emotion. The voice sounded like someone singing not for the world, but for themselves, as if releasing pain they could never say out loud. Aarav froze. He had never heard a voice like that. It was fragile yet strong, like a single drop of water falling into a silent lake. He followed the sound, carefully, quietly. Under a glowing street lamp stood a girl wearing a simple white sweater, her hair tied up loosely. As she sang with her eyes closed, hands folded in front of her like as she was praying. He didn't know her name, but in that moment, it felt like her song was meant for him. Automatically, without thinking, he pressed record. When she finished, she opened her eyes and saw him. Her expression changed instantly. Her soft face hardened. She snatched his recorder from his hand and glared at him with fire in her eyes. We did you record em? Her accent was genius, her voice shaking with anger and embarrassment. Aarav raised his hands. I'm sorry, I didn't mean anything bad. You were just singing beautifully. I wanted you to hear how magical you sound. She frowned. No one is allowed to hear em sing. That is a shame, he whispered. Because your voice deserves a world much bigger than this river. She froze. Something in his words reached her. She slowly handed the recorder back but looked away, afraid to show her tears. They sat by the water, awkward at first. She told him her name, Meilin. A Chinese exchange student studying music theory in Seoul but too afraid to perform in front of people. Every time she tried, her voice trembled, her breath broke, and she ran off the stage trembling. Aarav listened quietly. When she looked down, hiding her shame, he played the recording. Her own voice came alive in the night air. She gasped softly. In the recording, she sounded confident, emotional, like a singer who belonged on the world's biggest stage. That is em. She whispered. He nodded. That is what I heard. That is why I recorded it. You don't know your own strength. She turned her face away, trying to hide her smile. From that night on, they met again and again, sometimes by accident, sometimes because they wanted to. They walked along the river eating street food, talking about cultures, swapping Hindi and Mandarin words, lying at each other's pronunciation. Aarav played her Korean love songs, she introduced him to old Chinese ballads. He showed her how to mix sounds. She taught him how to hear emotions inside a voice. Slowly, she began to trust him. Slowly, she began to believe in herself. Slowly, she began to sing more. Late nights at cafes became their ritual. Aarav would close his laptop after editing, and Meilin would sit across from him, humming soft tunes while stirring her hot chocolate. Sometimes she caught him staring. When she did, she blushed and looked away, pretending to check her phone. Their moments were small, but each one felt like a quiet promise. One rainy evening, as they walked under a single umbrella, Meilin whispered something she had never told anyone. I think because when I was little, my mother said my voice could heal hearts, but I never believed her. Not until now. Aarav's heart softened. You don't just heal hearts. You awaken them. Her face flushed pink. Just when their connection felt unbreakable, Meilin received a call from China. Aarav saw her freeze. Her smile disappeared. Her voice trembled as she said, I have to go back. My family needs em. Aarav didn't speak. He felt the whole world go quiet. Meilin looked at him with eyes full of fear and sadness. I don't know if I'll come back. The sound of the rain stopped. The city light is dimmed, and the song between them paused. Just before the melody could begin. After Meilin received the call from China, SH tried to pretend everything was normal. SH still met Aarav, still smiled, still sang softly during their late night walks, but her eyes had changed. They carried a silent fear, like SH was memorizing every moment before it slipped away forever. Aarav noticed it immediately. Every time SH lied, it felt forced. Every time SH sang, her voice shook. Every time SH looked at him, it felt like SH was trying to hide something. One evening in the studio, while Aarav was editing a track, Meilin suddenly stopped singing mid-note. SH pressed her hand to her throat and took a sharp breath. Aarav rushed to her, but SH brushed it off with a smile. I'm fine, just tired. But he wasn't convinced. Her exhaustion was too frequent. Her breath too short. Her voice too fragile. Still, SH forced herself to practice. SH said SH wanted to record just one song, one perfect song. A continuous Hindi blend that would be the first and last version of her true voice. I want the world to hear emotions, SH said softly. Even if it is only for a moment. Aarav felt a chill. What does that mean? We only honest. SH looked away, refusing to answer. The long nights in the studio became both beautiful and heartbreaking. They mixed melodies that carried all their emotions, his hope, her fear, their unspoken feelings. Meilin would hum Chinese notes, and Aarav would layer them with Hindi strings and Korean harmonies. Sometimes SH smiled at how perfectly their music blended, as if their souls understood each other in ways words couldn't. But every night, SH grew weaker. Her voice cracked more often. Her breathing became shallow, and the light in her eyes dimmed, no matter how brightly SH smiled. Aarav confronted her gently. Meilin, I know something is wrong. Please tell him. SH looked at him with trembling lashes, lips pressed tight. If I tell you, you'll stop seeing him as strong. I already see you as stronger than anyone I know. Her eyes filled with tears, but SH still refused to speak. Then it happened. During a recording session, SH reached for a high note, just a simple rise of melody, and suddenly gasped, grabbing the edge of the table to keep from falling. The microphone crashed to the floor. Aarav rushed to hold her as her knees buckled. Her hands were shaking. Her lips had lost color. Her breath came in painful, broken pieces. He didn't wait for permission. He carried her out the door and took her straight to the hospital. Meilin kept whispering, please, no hospitals, no hospitals. But her voice was too weak, too strained. Aarav held her hand the entire way, refusing to let go. In the hospital room, after hours of tests, a doctor finally explained the truth. Meilin had a rare throat condition that was slowly damaging her vocal cords. Each time SH strained her voice, SH lost more of it, permanently. SH had known for months. SH just never told anyone. SH didn't want pity. SH didn't want fear. SH didn't want to stop singing before SH gave the world at least one song. When the doctor left, the room fell silent. Aarav sat beside her bed, heart aching, unable to speak. Meilin looked away, ashamed of her secret. Now you know why I didn't want to tell you. I didn't want you to see Emma's broken. He reached for her hand, his voice soft but fierce. You're not broken, you're brave, strong, and I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. Her tears finally fell. SH didn't cry loudly. SH cried like someone who had been holding pain in for too long. Promise him something, SH whispered. Promise you won't jive up on the song. Even if I can't finish it. Aarav leaned closer. No, you're finishing it. We're finishing it. Together. Her eyes widened, her breath trembling. What if my voice disappears? What if I fail? Then I'll carry your voice in the music, he said. Just don't stop trying. Don't stop believing. SH closed her eyes slowly, letting his words wrap around her like a warm blanket. From that day on, every recording session felt like a countdown, each note possibly her last. They held hands before every take. They smiled through fear, they lied through pain, they made memories in between microphones and melodies, as if time was slipping away faster than they could catch it. Their half-finished song was no longer just music. It was Meilin's courage, Aarav's devotion, their silent love story, hanging in the air like an unfinished confession. But despite everything, every tear, every tremble, every struggle, Meilin still sang, even when her voice broke, even when her breath faltered, even when the future terrified her, because SH wasn't just singing for the world anymore, SH was singing for him, and for the love neither of them had yet dared to say aloud. When Meilin left for China, the city of Seoul suddenly felt colder to Aarav. The studio that once echoed with her soft humming now felt painfully quiet. He kept replaying the last few notes SH recorded, even though each time he listened, it brought a heaviness to his chest. The unfinished track, her fragile genius vocals melting into his Hindi rhythm, became the only thing connecting him to her. One night, without thinking, Aarav uploaded the raw demo online. He didn't expect anything. He only wanted to feel her presence, just for a moment. But the internet reacted like wildfire. Within hours, the song spread everywhere, Korean pages, Indian platforms, Chinese music circles. People from all over the world commented, "Who is this girl? Her voice feels like crying and smiling at the same time. This sounds like a love story written in 3 languages." Aarav watched the numbers climb, likes, shares, comments, none of it mattered to him. Only one thing mattered, Meilin hadn't heard it. He kept trying to call her, but her phone was always off. Messages went unread, days turned to weeks. Aarav felt something breaking inside him each passing day. He didn't know if SH was getting better or worse. One morning, he received a message from a Chinese producer who had heard the viral demo. The producer wrote, "If the singer in your track agrees, I can help finish the album. But SH must return for recording." Aarav didn't wait a second. He packed his bags and caught the first flight to Shanghai. The city was unfamiliar, crowded, fast, loud, but he didn't care. He searched for her everywhere, music academies, hospitals, markets, cafes, even the riverside parks. He showed her picture to strangers, hoping for the smallest clue. Days passed, no sign of her. He barely slept, barely ate. Until one evening, while walking through a quiet side street filled with lanterns, he heard a soft "ka." That voice, "Weka," trembling, was unmistakable. Aarav turned. Meilin stood there, thinner than he remembered, her hair tied back loosely, a scarf wrapped around her neck. When their eyes met, SH froze like time had stopped. "Aarav," SH whispered, disbelief. Feeling her face, he walked toward her slowly, afraid that if he moved too fast, SH might disappear like a dream. "You didn't answer any of my calls," he said softly. SH looked down. Her voice shook. "I didn't want you to see me like this." His voice cracked. "You think I come here for your voice? I come for you." Her eyes filled instantly with tears SH had been holding for too long. They walked together to a small rooftop garden where SH liked to sit. SH finally told him everything. Her treatments had slowed the damage but hadn't stopped it. Some days, SH couldn't speak at all. Her dream of singing again felt like a fading shadow. Aarav listened quietly, then handed her his phone and played the viral demo. Her eyes widened. "This, our song, it is everywhere. People are waiting for the full version," Aarav said, his voice trembling. "They heard your heart, and they want more. The world sees what I always say in you." SH covered her mouth with both hands as tears streamed down her face. "But I can't, my voice, it might break completely." He took her hands gently. "Then let it break, let it crack, let it tremble. Whatever voice you have left, drive it to the world. Drive it to us. It doesn't matter if it is perfect. It matters that it is yours." Her breath shook as SH looked into his eyes. "You really waited for him. I'll wait for you for a lifetime, he whispered. The next day, they went to a small recording studio in Shanghai. The room was dim, quiet, with a single spotlight over the microphone. Meilin stood there, swallowing her fear while Aarav adjusted the settings with shaking hands. Are you ready? He asked. Sh nodded, but her eyes were filled with terror and hope at the same time. The first note Sh sang trembled. The second cracked, but Sh kept going. With every line, Sh put her soul into the music, her pain, her dreams, her love for him that Sh had never dared to say aloud. Her voice faltered again and again, but Sh didn't stop. Aarav watched her, tears slipping down his cheeks as he realized Sh was driving everything Sh had left, for this one final song, and maybe for him. Near the end of the recording, Sh looked at Aarav through the glass window, her eyes glowing with emotion. Sh sang the last note, so soft, so fragile it felt like a goodbye. The moment Sh finished, Sh saw it. Aarav ran into the booth just in time to catch her as Sh collapsed gently into his arms. Her voice trembling, Sh whispered against his chest. I'm not afraid anymore, because you loved me more than I ever loved myself. Aarav held her tightly, tears falling onto her hair. In that moment, he knew whatever came next, nothing could erase the song they had created together. A song born from pain. A song born from courage. A song born from love. And the world was about to hear all of it.